5 will get you 10 or 25. With a long sigh, Janice Patterson finished writing her check on her account and received a $5 bill from the bank teller. She actually needed more, but her balance was far too low at the moment. She wouldn't get her next paycheck for 2 more days. Until then, she would just have to get by on those $5. Janice got into her car, swung the door shut, and put the key in the ignition. Just as she was starting the engine, a man jumped in the front seat beside her and pointed a gun right at her face. "Give me all your money right now!" he demanded in a harsh voice. Reluctantly but obediently, Janice turned over her $5 bill. "That's all I have," she explained. "You're kidding!" The bad guy put the gun down. Incredulous, she snatched her purse and the glove compartment before he finally realized she was telling the truth. "Damn, when'd you know it? All those people coming out of the bank, and I have to pick the one that don't got no money." All Janice could do was shrug. But now her would-be robber decided to take a different approach. "Write me a check," he ordered. But Janice had to shrug again. She had just written the last 3 checks on her checkbook. Obviously, this was not going well at all for a criminal. "I gotta think," he mused. In order to drive around the block, Janice obeyed. They had just turned the corner when another problem apparently occurred to the worried criminal. His victim had seen what he looked like and presumably could relay his description to the police. "Don't look at me," he warned. "Keep looking at the floor, hear me?" "That would be difficult," she told the truth. "Crook." "I'm driving, remember? Well, you just look straight ahead. Don't look at me." She didn't. Momentarily frustrated, the bandit then remembered that banks keep counter checks available for customer use. He directed his victim to drive back to the bank. They went inside to one of the banks where he directed her to write a check for $85. She didn't bother to tell him she didn't have that much in the account, but she did try to communicate with the teller. As the bandit fidgeted and glanced around, Janice gestured mind-made faces even pointed at the man, but her drama had no effect on the teller. Resigning herself to the victim's role, the woman handed the check to the bandit, but in her nervousness, she neglected to sign it. The teller, finally tipped off by the omission of the signature, slipped back into the manager's office where a call was made to police. The robber was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 10 years in jail. Janice Patterson barely escaped punishment herself. "It's a good thing you didn't sign it," the teller pointed out to her. "The check would have bounced and would have had to charge you a $25 processing fee."